is good, good people? You are now listening to another episode of At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth, and bro, it has been a while, but your boy is back. Man, it feels good to be back in here doing my thing. So with this episode, we're basically going to be covering mid-season. It's going to be like a mid-season progress report, if you will. So if you listen to the season preview episode, we made an early beginning of the year predictions, and I'm basically going to go back and revisit those predictions and see how accurate or how far off I was. So starting with the picks for the winners of each division. In the AL East, I had the Orioles winning the AL East, and right now they are doing it. Them young bucks in Birdland are getting the job done. They're 60 and 39. They're 2 games ahead of the Yankees for first place in the division. You know, Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson. I mean, the future is bright in Birdland. But the Yankees are not too far behind. They're only 2 games out, and they can make some noise. I mean, there's a lot of baseballs still left to be played, so we'll see how that pans out. Then in the AL Central, I had the Twins winning that division, and right now they are currently, I believe they're 5 games out. And the belle of the ball, surprisingly, is the Cleveland Guardians. But to everybody's surprise, except for a friend of the podcast, my dog Retro Rob, who's a diehard Guardians fan, he actually picked them to win the AL Central this year. And right now he's looking like Nostradamus. That 1-2 punch of Steven Kwan and Jose Ramirez, I mean, that's hard to beat. And when you have Emmanuel Clase as your closer, good luck, everybody. Then in the AL West, I was torn between the Astros and the Mariners emerging as the victors of that division. And for a while, it looked like the Astros were getting the ass handed to them. And as a diehard Rangers fan, I enjoyed that. But that didn't last long. They got hot in June, and as it currently stands, they are in first place. They're tied for first place with the Mariners, which me no likey. The Rangers are currently in third place. They are 5 games out, but still a lot of baseball to be played. So we'll see how that pans out. And then in the National League, in the NL East, I had the Braves winning that division, but they've just been ravaged by injuries. I mean, you got Spencer Strider tearing his elbow, Ronald Acuna tearing his ACL. Then you got Max Fried on the injured list. Ozzie Albies, he messed up his wrist a couple nights ago. Man, them injuries, man, they're just hurting them. But what's also hurting them is the fact that the Phillies are currently the best team in baseball right now. They are moving like a well-oiled machine. I mean, when you have an MVP candidate in Bryce Harper and a Cy Young candidate in Zach Wheeler, and it's such a strong supporting cast around them, I mean, sky's the limit for the Phillies right now. I can't even hold you. Then in the NL Central, I predicted the Cubs would win that division. And right now, they're looking up at the Brew Crew, who've been holding it down for the majority of pretty much the entire season atop the NL Central. So we'll see how that goes. And then the NL West, I mean, it goes without saying. Everybody on the season preview episode predicted will pick the Dodgers to win the NL West, and that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches down there in Chavez Ravine. I mean, Ohtani, Betts, and you got Tyler Glasnow, and Clayton Kershaw is making his season debut on Thursday. I mean, that's a train that's rolling right there. And then we picked our player awards for at the beginning of the season. For the NL MVP, again, we all picked Shohei Ohtani as the consensus NL MVP, and he's done nothing to make us feel differently about our pick. The man is like, he's basically a unicorn playing baseball. I love just his back cracks. You can't tell if it's a back crack or a gunshot whenever he goes yard. He hit one 473 feet on Sunday night. The man, just wonders never cease with that guy. And for the American League Rookie of the Year, on the season preview episode, I picked Julio Rodriguez from the Mariners to win the AL, but he's been struggling a little bit this year, and he's slowly getting his footing, but ultimately that AL MVP title is Aaron Judge's to lose. Former Charleston River Dog Aaron Judge. I mean, he's just tearing the cover off the ball. 306 batting average, 35 home runs, 89 RBIs. I mean, what more can you say about that guy? Then NL Cy Young, I picked Spencer Strider to win the NL Cy Young. And again, tore his elbow ligament in the second start this year. So that's a wash. So his teammate, Chris Sale, is right now, in my opinion, the front runner for NL Cy Young. He's really been holding it down in Spencer Strider's absence. So kudos to Chris Sale. Then in the AL Cy Young, I picked Corbin Burns. And Corbin Burns has been having a hell of a year for the Orioles. But that ace in Detroit, Tarek Skubal, I mean, every time he approaches the mound, it's just lights out, party's over. He's going to get the job done. And Skubal is my pick right now for the AL Cy Young Award winner. And National League Rookie of the Year, I initially picked Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the Dodgers pitcher, to be the Rookie of the Year in the National League. But look, let's face it. Again, it's Paul Skeens. It's Paul Skeens, and then there's everybody else. That man, since he got called up, he's just been nothing short of dominant. That man is an ace. And the future is bright for him. Just that 1-2 punch of him and Jared Jones. That's something I'm looking forward to moving forward with the Pirates. And the American, I already did the American League. Well, no, the American League Rookie of the Year, I picked Wyatt Langford. You know, homerism aside, the man the small sample size he gave us, and it showed a lot of promise. And he's been raking as of late, but I got to give American League Rookie of the Year to Yankees pitcher Luis Hill, because he's really stepped in and filled the gap while Garrett Cole was on the mend. But you know what? If you chose Mason Moore, the A's closer, I wouldn't be mad at that pick. Either one of those you could use. Those could be worthy candidates to be American League Rookie of the Year. So some of the predictions were spot on. Some of them weren't. And one of the predictions that I made, one of the things that really blew up in my face in the season preview episode was picking the team other than the team that you root for as the team you're going to watch closely during the season. And that team that I chose was the Miami Marlins, because I said they had Tim Anderson, Jazz Chisholm, and Luis Ariz, and that has been an abject failure. That team is absolute dog shit. They're almost 30 games below 500. Luis Ariz got traded to the Padres. Jazz Chisholm is holding it down, but Tim Anderson, I can't explain that fall from grace. This is mind-blowing. It's like ever since he got his shit rocked by Jose Ramirez last season, it's just been downhill ever since. The off-the-field stuff the previous season kind of started that, but that accelerated the decline. I mean, this is a man who in 2019 actually won the AL batting title, then hit over 300 in 2021 and 22. And then this year he's hitting below 200 and ends up designated for assignment and out the league currently. I'm speechless as to how steep his decline has been. So also, Hall of Fame induction ceremony was on Sunday, and congrats to my guy Adrian Beltre for being a first ballot Hall of Famer, along with fellow inductees Jim Leland and Joe Mauer and Todd Helton. That's a strong bunch right there. And lastly, I'm knocking some baseball stuff off my bucket list. So on August 18th, I'm actually going to make a trip out to Cincinnati to catch the Reds-Royals game and to see my dog Ellie De La Cruz play in person. I'm seriously looking forward to that. And then in September 7th, I will be in Pittsburgh, finally getting to watch a Pirates game at PNC Park. That has been at the top of my sports bucket list for the longest time. Now I'm scratching that off my list, and I am so excited that I'm going to be able to see this park in person. And that's a good time to put the bus in park. So again, thank you all for listening. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe to At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. Tell a friend about the podcast. Tell their friend to tell a friend. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me at Danny Foxworth 843. There you can find all the video versions of all of the episodes from this podcast, as well as my other podcast, Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth, as well as my upcoming new podcast called Growing Up Low Country with Liz and Danny, which is going to take off in August. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And this has been another episode of At the Plate with Danny Foxworth. I'm telling you, it's been so much fun doing this podcast thing. And I'm so excited to be back in the booth, spilling my brains with y'all. So until next time, y'all be good. 3 strikes.